I said I was going to make a video, brothers and sisters, about 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 20. And he says, "Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Hath not God made foolish the wisdom of this world? For after that in the wisdom of God, the world by wisdom knew not God. It pleased God by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe." That's why we're supposed to share the gospel with people. So if you'll open with me to Isaiah 29. If you go to Isaiah 29. He says, let me see. In beginning in verse 11, he says, "In the vision," so Isaiah 29, verse 11, "And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, Read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed." So a learned man doesn't understand this. "And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, Read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I am not learned, so I can't read it. I don't know how to read. Wherefore Yahweh said, For as much as this people draw near me with their mouth, and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men." They learn by rote. They just regurgitate the boilerplate doctrines and the buzzwords of churchianity, and they learn the dogma. They don't know about Jesus being God, or they don't understand about being one with God, and we worship God. We worship this invisible God. They worship men and put men on a pedestal. And he goes on to say, "Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work, and a wonder. For the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid." So there you go. So why is it saying this right here in 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 20? Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Hath not God made foolish the wisdom of this world? And as we said, they corrupt the word because they learn it by rote. And that's just like we learned, for after that in the wisdom of God, because we know God created this world through his wisdom. He created everything. But men, by wisdom, know not God. So we share the truth. Now the real sting of when he says, "Where is the wise? Where is the scribe?" We're going to read from The Life and Times of Jesus the Messiah by Alfred Edersheim. And it's in Book 1, Chapter 8. So he says, it's called Traditionalism, Its Origin, Character, and Literature. The Mishnah and Talmud, the Gospel of Christ, the Dawn of a New Day. Alright, so reading on, he says, "In trying to picture to ourselves New Testament scenes, the figure most prominent next to those of the chief actors is that of the scribe. Grammatis, like grammar, where we get our word grammar, and literatus." And it's showing you the words that are comparable. So, scholars, that's exactly what that's talking about. People who know how to read, people who are scholarly, know how to write. "He seems ubiquitous. We meet him in Jerusalem, in Judea, and even in Galilee. Indeed, he is indispensable, not only in Babylon, which may have been the birthplace of his order, but among the dispersion also. Everywhere he appears as the mouthpiece and representative of the people. He pushes to the front the crowd respectfully giving way, and eagerly hanging on his utterances as those of a recognized authority. He has been solemnly ordained by the laying on of hands and is the rabbi, my great one, master, amplitudo. He puts questions, he urges objections, he expects full explanations and respectful demeanor. Indeed, his hyper-ingenuity in questioning has become a proverb. There is not measure of his dignity, nor yet limit to his importance. He is the lawyer, the well-plastered pit, filled with the water of knowledge, out of which not a drop can escape, in opposition to the weeds of untilled soil, in opposition to the weeds of untilled soil, the Amham Oretz, right? The people of the dirt. The untilled soil of ignorance. He is the divine aristocrat, the best, right? Ruled by the best. Aristo and Krat, the force of and power of the best. Among the vulgar herd of rude and profane country people, the Amham Oretz, right? Who know not the law and are cursed. And we're talking about not truth, as we saw in Isaiah. We're talking about people who are high and lifted up versus people who are unlearned. It's the same distinction they made between clergy and laity in the early church fathers. It's arrogance and haughtiness and pride. More than that, his order constitutes the ultimate authority. More than that, his order constitutes the ultimate authority on all questions of faith and practice. He is the exegete of the laws, the teacher of the law, and along with the chief priests and elders, a judge in the ecclesiastical tribunals, whether of the capital or in the provinces. Although generally appearing in company with the Pharisees, he is not necessarily one of them, for they represent a religious party, while he has a status and holds an office. In short, he is the Talmid, or learned student, the Shacham, or sage, the wise man, right? Whose honor is to be great in the future world. Wow. And there you go. Oh man, that made my hair stand up. That is so wicked. They make people think that there's going to be rank when we die. Sorry, you're badly mistaken, and that is utterly wicked. To teach people that there's going to be high lifted up like in this world. The rich are going to be on a pedestal in heaven. Detestable. Just an abomination, this wicked stance of people teaching people they're going to be lifted up in heaven. Like, I'm talking about the rich, wicked men teach this, that they're going to be the lifted up ones. Like, I'm going to have a better place in heaven than all of you. Looking forward to that? Each scribe outweighed all the common people. Who must accordingly pay him every honor. Nay, they were honored of God himself, and their praises proclaimed by the angels. And in heaven also, each of them would hold the same rank and distinction as on the earth. Such was to be the respect paid to their sayings. that they were to be absolutely believed, even if they were to declare that to be at the right hand, which was at the left, or vice versa. Woo! Man, that is wicked. That is just utterly wicked. Wow. And look at the sting. Look at everything that was just said about the scribe. And look at what Paul said in 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 20. Ooh, man, you talk about a sting. Wow. Man, that would have been the most, what Paul wrote there would have been detestable to the Jews, to the scribes, the Pharisees, and the Sadducees, namely, and these teachers graduating from these colleges called Hallel and Shammai, which is their seminary, the Pharisee and Sadducee seminary, equipped to persecute the people that God has called, right? So I hope that this video helps, and thanks for taking the time to watch. All right, catch y'all in the next video. Now we're going to continue on with the 1 Corinthians study, so that we got these things in order. So catch y'all later.